Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Still loads going on. Entries continue to pour in, and I think that verb is justified for the Sudoku hunt. We're over 220 now. Fantastic. Well done, everybody who's had a go at that. Now, today we're looking at a straight thermo Sudoku. Straight. I'm laughing because obviously it is still a variant, but thermo is one of the more familiar ones where numbers have to increase along the thermometers from the bulb to the end. So they must get bigger as they go from the bulb to the end. On this one, for instance, there are two ends, but they start in the same cell, which is the bulb for both. Perfectly understandable rules, hurrah. And normal Sudoku rules apply, obviously. This one is from Samuel Shi, and I think it's his first puzzle. He was inspired, he says, particularly by Alice's thermonuclear power plant, which achieved a certain standard in pictures from thermos before. And Samuel's done much the same. Now, normally the term jellyfish in a Sudoku is referring to a pattern using 3 rows and columns that, because the columns, say, are restricted to contain a digit 3 times, the rows must be. Now, that is not what jellyfish means here. Jellyfish here means this looks like a jellyfish, and it's a very good visual image of one, I think. So, well done to Samuel for creating it. You can even see from the little thermos which way this jellyfish is swimming, which I like. And let's hope it's a good puzzle as well. I expect it will be. So, all of that said, you can try the puzzle on the link below the video before watching my solve, but I'm going to have a go now. Let's get cracking. So, as always, let's start with the longer thermos. So, this one, it almost looks longer than 7 cells, but it is 7 cells. So, 1, 2, 3 in the bulb, and so on down the length of the thermo to the bottom. Now this one is 7 cells as well, although it turns up at the end. The jellyfish's filament is obviously doing something else. I may have the wrong biological term. I don't care. Now, yeah, look at that lovely pattern in the middle. 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's a quadruple. So the other cells in the middle will be 1, 2, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that said, what else is that giving us? I don't know. I'm going to fill in some along here. That could be a 5. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7. It's not that helpful. Oh. Okay, some of these cells down here are looking, because they're looking along the lines as well, they're looking in the sense, or seeing in the sense of they can't be the same digit as other cells. So this one I've highlighted is looking at all of these cells. So what is that telling me? That has to be different from all of those. So all 4 have to be different. Same for this one, actually. It's looking at all of those 2 on its thermo, and that one in its row. Ah, okay. Yes, no, that is interesting from this point of view. My gosh. Right, one of those has to be a 6. Because this is a 3, 4, 5, 6 quadruple, one of those has to be a 6. It's the only place a 6 can go in the box, in one of them. I don't know which one, but in whichever one it is, the end of the thermo goes 7, 8, 9, or 7, 8, 9. So one of these is a 7. Now, both of those we just established are looking at all of these cells. So none of these 3 can be a 7. That's peculiar, but it does seem to be true. So we take 7 out of those, suddenly we've got a 6, 8 pair, and we can put a digit in the grid. Stick that 9 in, Oh no, and now these 6 8s are looking back at those cells, and both of these cells can't have 6 or 8 because they are seen either directly, like this one is seeing that directly by Sudoku and that one on the thermo, and that one is seeing that directly and that one on the thermo. So both 6 and 8 are seeing these 2 cells. They can't be 6. So one of them is 5. Or could they both be 7? No, they couldn't both be 7 because both of these would have to be 8 in the same box. So one of these is 5. And they can't both be 5 for a different reason, because whichever one is 5 is forcing 4 3 back along the thermo into this box. And they can't both force 4 3 into that box. Oh, that's so weird. So whichever one is a 7 has a 6 in box 5, but one of them is a 5 and forces 4 3 2 1 all the way back to the head of the jellyfish. Oh, what do we do next? Oh, I see. Yes, so one of them forces the 4 to be with the 3. So along these lines of the jellyfish, one is 3 4 and the other is 5 6 because they are 4 different cells. So these first cells can't be 4 and these second cells can't be 5. So we've got 2 little pairs. Let's just remove the corner mark. That's not that helpful now. So one of these is 3 and 4. Oh no, and look, they're both looking in exactly the same way that these cells were looking up the line. I suppose those 5 7 were looking at those. That's why I was able to take 5 out in a way. But anyway, now we've got 3 5 and they're both looking at both of these cells. So those cells can't have a 3 in. That is so weird. And yes, same again. Looking at these 2 cells, they can't have a 2 in. Whichever one had a 2 in wouldn't allow a 2 in one of these, but one of them must have a 2 in because one of these is a 3. This is wildly complicated. But that proves that those 2 cannot have a tooth. So that's now a 1 3 pair in box 1, all the way from what was forced down here. This is a bizarre puzzle. So 1 3 there. So this could be 2 or 4. It actually couldn't be 5 because it's starting 2 different 5-cell thermos. And therefore, both of those cells would have to be 6 to fit numbers in, so it couldn't be 5. So these are 4, 5, or 6. They can't be 3 because 3 is in those. 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9. This is such a strange puzzle. Really interesting logic here. Now, still only put one number in the grid properly. But what else have we got? This is... what could this be? I suppose it could be anything up to 5. I'm going to fill them all in just in case it helps me see something else. Nothing else very obvious is springing from that for me. Annoyingly, these boxes all have 1 or 2 empty cells which could hold anything, obviously, so it's a little harder to see than in some thermos what they would have to be. Now, one of these has to be... no, I was going to say one of them has to be a 6. That's not necessarily true either. Can we tell what this is? If this was a 4, you'd have to have 5, 6, 7. And that's not possible because what would you put up here? Aha! That can't be a 4 by that reasoning. This can't be a 5 because then you'd have a 6 cells area that would have to have all numbers over 4. That's not possible, so that's not 5. Oh, hang on, that may not enable me to take 6 and 7 out of those cells. I've got to be careful, but it does prove this isn't 4, that is 2. As if that helps. Well, it takes 2 out of these cells. Okay, that is something. Maybe there's more. Oh, it takes 2 out of that cell. So this can't be 3 anymore. This can't be 4. This can't be 5. This can't be 6. As so often, one bit of information kind of has ramifications all the way along a thermo. Now we've still got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in those 4 cells. But that's a 5-digit sum. I don't know what this proves. How about here? Yeah, this can't be 5 by the same reasoning, for what it's worth, because that would make this 6, this 7, and that wouldn't have a value. So that's 5. They're not 5. That's not 6. That's not... No, again, I don't know if I can take them out. 6, 7... 5, no, that's possible. So again, just got to be careful I don't try and do too much with a deduction. Oh, what the heck is the way forward? It must be to do with this, because this is the source of 2 of these thermos. Yeah, if this was 4, 3, 5, 6, oh no, that doesn't quite break. Oh, I feel it's something to do with this junction of these thermos. If that was 3, oh yeah, if that was 3, that would make those both 4, and that's not possible. So that's 1. Okay, that's 3. So I can take 3 out of those 2 as possibles. This now has to be more than 4. This has to be more than 5. This has to be more than 6. Okay, at least we're limiting things a bit there. And that 1, you see, if it was a 3, that was really helping. But as it's a 1, these aren't much helped. Still think there's something going on with how many 5, 6, 7, 8, 9s we can fit. Ah, 3 there, of course. That fixes this whole thermo. Aha. And that is helpful. Now that really is helpful, because we've got 5 and 6 in the middle. So this is 3 and 4. That one's not resolved, but this is 6 now. So that does push back down, and 2 up there. And suddenly these long filaments of the jellyfish are all but filled in. Now, we've got lots of numbers. 5 and 4 are looking straight at that, so that's a 6. So we can go all the way to the end of that thermo. This is a 1 now, because it's next to a 4. 6 and 7, so 5, 8, 9. Look at that, it's all suddenly coming. That can't be 5. This can't be 4, 5, 6, 7. So they're reduced to pairs of possibility. 6 is looking at that, and 7 at this. I suppose it's all regularly arranged. 8's looking at that. Oh, okay, 9 and 8 are looking at those. 9's also looking at that. 7 is looking at plenty of these. No, not that one. These 3. 1 is looking at those 2. Aha! So eventually I can see what to do, because 2 is looking at those 2, so they can just be filled in now. Those were effectively naked singles. I just wasn't able to tell until I did all the pencil marking work. That's not 1. 9 and 7 are looking at this, so that's 8. So this can't be 8, and it can't be 7 either, so that's 9. The least helpful number to put on the end of a thermo, of course. But 8 has resolved that as a 2. This is now 8, so the 9 was helpful. This one must be 9. 3 and 2 in box 4 can be completed. I've got a 2-6 pair there. This is 4. 1, 7 and 3 as a triple in there. 8 is looking up there. 9. 9, 8, 4, 2, 7. 7 is looking at that. So 6, and that feeds back down the thermo. 5 there. 5 feeds back down to a 4. So that's 3 or 4 to finish the column. That's not resolved. Oh, these aren't resolved. Even that one. Right, so I'm going to have to do some actual Sudoku rather than just thermo work now. Now this one is 4, 5 or 7. That is useful. It can't be 7 because this has to be bigger, and that can't be 8 or 9. So that's 4 or 5. This is 3 or 6, so it's a kind of form of naked single. It's got 1, 2, 4, 5, 7 in the column, 9, 8 in the row. Can't be 3 because that would be less than this, so it must be 6. Regular Sudoku with that 6 and that one and that one and that one puts a 6 here, and that looks at the thermo again. Beautiful. 5, 4, 3. So we've finished column 4. This is now a 1. That is naked. Excellent. Because every other number was looking at that cell. So there's a 7, 8 pair up at the top here. The thermo's not resolving that. 1, 2, 5 at the bottom. This is so well made, this puzzle. 3, 8, 3, 9. Oh, all the pairs of a triple. If you see what I mean. That is 7 or 8 as well. 2, 3, 1, 6, 9 in the column, 5, 4 in the box. So that gives us a 7, 8 pair. We've got 2, 3, 4 and 9 to fit in. This one must be 2, 3 or 4 because it's looking at a 9. But this has to be less than that. So 2 we can forget. This is 2 or 3. Oh, I thought I'd be able to resolve that, but I can't. 5, 8, 9. That's 1, 2 or 3. This is 6 or 7. 2, 1, 3, 4, 9 in the row, 5, 8 in the column. So that's a 6, 7 pair, and that does resolve the 2, 6 pair. Take 7 away from that as a possibility. Now, how about this last bulb here? 6, 8, 9, 3. That's not very helpful. 1, 2, 4, 5 or 7, but actually what's bigger than that and not 6, 8, 9, 4 or 3? 2, 5 or 7, so this can't be 7. No, that wasn't very helpful. 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 4, 9, 8, 6. This is 5 or 7. This is 6 or 7 by Sudoku. 2, 1, 3, 4, 9 in the row, 5, 8 in the column. So that's a pair, and that makes this 5. I've also got a 6, 7 pair here that we worked out a little while ago. This can't be 5. Where does 4 go in this box? Only one cell is possible. It's there. 4, 5, 9, 8, 6. So that's not 4. Wow, that's 8, complete row 2. Does that help? No, not particularly. This is 7 or 9. So this is the only place where 6 can go in box 1. Yes, that's 6 and that's 6. Say that's right. Okay, good. So that sorts the 7, 6 pair. But that's a tricky triple. Oh no, it's not a tricky triple because of the 7, 8 pair in the top row. So that's now 9. That resolves the whole triple in box 1. And I think we've finished all the bits of the jellyfish, if not the swirls around it. So 2, 3 pair at the top, 1, 9 to finish row 3. That's not a 1. Let's just be careful. This is now a 2 because 1 has gone. That's not a 2. This isn't a 2 either. What have we got down here? 1, 2, 7 to go down there. 6. Oh, right, we must know what these are. Yes, 8 has been ruled out of this cell. There we go. 3 there, 9 there. So that's 4, 5, making a 4, 5 pair. That must be 8. That must be the last 8 in the grid, I think. 4. Oh no, something's gone wrong. There's nowhere for 4 in this box. Okay, that's because I've written 1, 2, 3 in there, and that's nonsense. That can be a 4, can't it? Please? Yes, I think it can. In fact, that 2's resolved that 3. Okay, just as I said, being careful, I discover the mistake I made earlier. That's poetic in some way. Now that 4 has sorted out the 5, 4 pair, and now we are surely finishing. Surely. Don't call me Shirley. Now, that's 7. That's a naked single suddenly. Right, 3, 7, that fixes this. 5, 1 and 3 to put in here. We can do that. We must be able to fix these triples now. 2, 7, 1. Just taking it carefully because I don't want another mistake. 2, 1 and 5. There we go. Nice. Nice puzzle, Samuel. Not just very pretty artwork, but a really good thermo workout there. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you completed it. Let me just press the check button. Yeah, that bit is all right. I'm just going to have a look along the thermos to make sure they're all ascending because the check function doesn't do that. Yes, that's the right answer. Wow, thanks for sending that in to Samuel. I hope you enjoyed it, and do get our Thermo app if you like puzzles of this style. There are plenty on there that are really interesting logic. That would be quite a hard one on it, to be fair. So, thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon on Cracking the Cryptic. Bye for now.